And welcome to the SciFirst Movie Talk episode. So this episode is going to be very different to anything I have done before. In fact, it's a call for help, is what it is. So please do stay tuned. Please don't switch off now. I'm going to explain what I mean and what I'm kind of thinking. Whether or not it'll amount to anything, I'm not entirely sure. I'm a bit more nervous doing this episode than most because it's an idea that I've had. Rather than just kind of like a simple review. And so obviously how people kind of receive the idea, how it goes down, how we can even implement it, I'm not entirely sure 100%. But anywho, before I start, I just wanted to say an absolutely massive thank you to everybody who's got me to 300 subs. I mean, I haven't done a 300 sub thank you video as it stands. I was going to do a Q&A. I did promise that. I'm thinking I might just leave it a little bit longer because I've only just done a Q&A collab with another YouTuber, Mr. TARDIS11, only about a couple of weeks ago. So, and I didn't obviously know that I was going to reach 300 subs at the time. So it just seems a little bit much to do them all the time, if you know what I mean. So I still want to do one. Most definitely still going to do that. So please do bear with me on that one. But yes, thank you very much. It's been, well, it's fantastic. It is tremendous to have that many subscribers from where I started, well, I would say about a year or so ago now. Anywho, the reason for this episode is, for quite some time now, I've been kind of toying with a little idea that I've had with regards to doing quite a substantial collaboration, shall we say. So yeah, so there's these episodes that I've seen on TV where they kind of compile the greatest 50 movies of certain descriptions. So the genres are like horror, action, comedy, sci-fi, that kind of thing. And they have different people kind of talking in and around the film. So they'll show a clip of the film and have somebody come in, give a funny comment or an anecdote about a film and what happened when they watched it, or a family member of some description when they watched it. And I thought, well, do you know what? I haven't seen anything quite like that on YouTube. Not from the focus of kind of getting a whole heap of YouTubers together from different walks of life, different countries, and different YouTube channel styles. So vloggers, movie reviewers, people who do gardening, people who do cookery shows. You know, I'm not just on about people doing movie reviews or that kind of thing. I'm on about something that would encompass as many different sort of viewpoints and walks of life from YouTube as possible. So what I was thinking was, as a special kind of episode, it'll be my first time doing this kind of thing, and certainly editing as well, which isn't my strong forte, so I can appreciate if you don't want to be part of this in that respect, is to put together an episode of the 20 greatest horror movies. Now, what I would do is I would probably introduce the episode, talk a little bit about each film, but the whole point is it would not be a review. So I would not be reviewing the movies. I've already kind of stated that they are some of the greatest ones. I'm not even going to do it as a countdown. So I'm not going to say, you know, this is the #1 greatest film. There is, you know, it's not going to be that way inclined. It is just going to be 20 greatest movies. And I'll probably do them in chronological order or something like that. But the interesting part, I'm hoping that people take up on, so that this episode can actually mean something, is that intermixed with those clips and about each of the film would be segments from individual YouTubers. So it would be like a fairly big collab, if you like. But what I would be after, and this is important, is that I would not be after people's opinions of the movies at all. The list, to be fair, is going to be compiled from films that I actually have, things that I probably perceive to be the greatest movies. I'm not kind of go down that angle, but they've got to be things that are accessible, that I can get clips for, and that people will sort of recognise and understand and that kind of thing. So obscure ones this time around, potentially we could do a separate one for that later on, but for now, I'm going to stick to kind of the mainstream staples that everybody's going to understand. But yes, so what I would be after is, for each film, of which I'm going to say let's do 20, I would be after 3 different YouTubers. Each YouTuber can do more than one film, so you could do 5 films per YouTuber, that's fine, but each film would have a segment from, let's say, 3-ish different YouTubers. No more than 10 to 30 seconds, something like that. It is not going to be a review, not at all. And what I'm after, however, because this actually makes quite a big impact on my life. Films really have over the many years. And so what I'm after is the impact that film had on you. So, do you remember a scary scene? Did something funny happen to you while you was watching it, or when you went to see it? Or, you know, does it remind you of a family member? Does it bring back other memories? That kind of thing. So I'm after your experiences with the movie, not reviews. Okay? So if you are interested at all in this project, please do keep listening. I'm kind of doing this one on a little bit of the fly. If you're not interested, well, thank you very much for watching. I mean, please keep watching. You might feel interested by the time we finish, but hopefully you can kind of get an idea of what I'm after. So by the time that we finish the episode, there will be all these kind of clips from all these different YouTubers, very kind of inclusive, I'm hoping. So, like I said, and this is again important, it is not just movie reviews I am after. I am after any YouTuber that has got any YouTuber, basically, but I will kind of moderate where we're at. So, basically, minors, I'm really sorry. I want this to be as inclusive as I can possibly get it. But I've also got to be very conscious that I'm going to be communicating with you directly. I'm also going to be showing images and things on the on screen. So I want to keep that as strictly clean and neat as possible for everybody concerned, to protect everybody. So if you are a minor, and by that I'm going to put the limit at 18, and that will be at my discretion. If you look old enough to be 18, then you're probably going to be all right, I suppose. But if you don't and you are over 18, I'm sorry if I denied this, but you know, it's one of them things. I need to be protective over minors. That is a very important thing. You know, I'm a father myself. I wouldn't just want Oliver to be submitting videos to yield any old bloke, you know. But I will accept audio ones. So, you know, I'm expecting that some YouTubers, they'll sort of present their sort of segment with them sat there having a discussion. Absolutely fine. If you're doing an audio one, that's absolutely fine as well, because I know a lot of channels, they don't actually present themselves on screen. Absolutely fine. What we'll have to do is maybe put like a picture in the background or something like that. Okay, so that's where I stand on minors. What I'd actually do for each of the segments as well is kind of put your names on each. So there'd be like, well, Mr. Titus 11, and maybe your name if you wanted to. Even a link to your channel, I could do that too. I would certainly put all the channels in the comments below, links to every single one that contributed. That would all be there, absolutely. But yes, so kind of doing that. It would also be on a first come first serve basis. I will give you a link when you let me know you're interested to hopefully a web page that I'll kind of list who's doing what, so therefore we can all keep organised and you don't kind of waste your time. I don't want anybody to waste their time doing this. It's meant to be a bit of fun, to see where we go, see if anybody's interested in it, and you know, if they are, maybe we can do more Christmas ones, comedy ones, who knows. So I will try and keep the status of the films up to date, but I'll give you all of those details. So that's that. So it will be on a first come first serve basis though, so we'll kind of go through that as we go. Keep it clean. That's one of the other things. I keep my channel fairly clean as much as I possibly can. So I know these are going to be horror films, you know, but it would be nice to keep the clips clean and tasteful so that we can, of course, I don't have to limit the age on the video and we don't get stopped from doing this by YouTube. So that would be one thing. And another important thing, I'm sorry, but it is going to have to be in English. Just so that the majority of people can understand what is being said. So I hope that doesn't limit anybody, because I have worked with a couple of people who speak English as a second language. They've been phenomenal. So, you know, it's fair play to them because I can't speak a second language. So limited by that. In that, I hope everybody's kind of got a gist for the idea. If you have, and you really are interested, it would be brilliant to set this project going. And what I'd do is I'd kind of release it round about the week of Halloween. So we'd probably have about another 2-ish, 3-ish weeks before I start needing to edit this and put this together. So that's probably as long as you've got to kind of get your clips together and kind of post them in and things like that. So what I'll do just for today is, if you can provide me with basically just that you're interested, at the email address listed in the comments section below, which is going to be MovieTalk@SciFirst.co.uk. Okay, so let me know that you're interested. We can open up a dialogue. I can give you the list of films that we are thinking of. I don't want to publish them. You will have a link separate to that in that email, because that will be a surprise for the viewers, hopefully. But yes, I know I'm a small channel, so I appreciate that this may not be well received to some extent. So it might not go anywhere, and again, we'll kind of comment on that if people are interested. I know a couple of people might be, but obviously to get a lot of 20 films, I'm going to need quite a bit of an uptake on this. So it's just an interesting idea, I hope, to include a lot of YouTubers in this process, which is something I feel strongly about. You know, I communicate with a lot of you. I've made a lot of great friends, and I've met a lot of interesting people in different walks of life, different countries and things. It's been phenomenal as this YouTube journey so far. So I kind of just wanted to kind of piece all of that together and make something of it. So if you are interested, like I said, drop me a line at the email address below. I'll probably display it on screen somewhere when I edit this video together. It's not going to be an all singing, all dancing, bells and whistles kind of production, but I hope it's going to be a humbling production that you can have a little bit of fun with as a channel. And yes, I am not for 1 minute going to say that this isn't about self-promotion as well. I mean, I'm not, you know, it's going to be on my channel. People are going to come and see it. You're going to come and see it, hopefully. So I appreciate that it's going to be like that. But what I would promise you is if I ever do get monetized, long way off, but if I ever do, I wouldn't monetize this video or any other that I make from a collaboration. That isn't fair, and I don't agree with that. So this is more of a promotional tool for everybody, is what I'm hoping, okay? And we can discuss anything else as we go along. So yeah, I hope everybody's interested. Let me know if you are. Again, email down below. If you have liked this episode, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not going to say that's going to make a difference, because I don't know who subscribed and not half the time. But it would be lovely if you do. It would be lovely if you do. But otherwise, yes, thank you very much for watching. I do hope to hear from you very soon. But most of all, thank you very much for watching. I'm really revved up and looking forward to this if it goes ahead. But otherwise, yes, thank you for watching. Goodbye.